Hey, so to understand the true cost of assisted living, you have to understand the different levels of care. So a lot of people generically say, "Oh, they live in a nursing home," or "I never want to go to a nursing home." There are many different levels of care before you're in a true nursing home situation. So let's start with independent living. Independent living is typically where you're driving in and out by yourself. It's kind of like you're starting a life over. You live in a an apartment, right? Maybe at the very beginning of your life journey uh, as an adult, but you're living with a lot of people your age. We'll just say it that way. They might offer a meal or two a day, and typically independent living costs is really not that much more than what a nice apartment would be. I would probably put that somewhere between $3,000 and $4,500 a month in most situations. You can go down to Atlanta, places like Canterbury. You can spend a lot more than that, or you can spend a lot less than that in some of the outskirts areas. But then these are people who just don't want to have to worry about maintaining anything. They just pay rent and everything's taken care of. And typically there's a lot of activities going on. It's kind of like adult camp, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Then when we start needing more care, that's where the assisted living comes in. And there's typically four different levels of assisted living. So they're not very creative in their names. It's just one, two, three, and four. So assisted living level one is typically where you just need help. Your loved one needs help taking their meds. So they come in every day. They're checking the room every day. The cost of that care is typically around $5,000 a month. It's probably a good starting point. Some nicer facilities like an Arborterrace may be closer to $6,200 a month for that space. But then you stay in the same room, but you might need more care. So level two might be you need help reminding to take baths. Maybe level three is where they're having to physically give you a bath. Level four is almost into full-fledged nursing care, and that's where you might be more bed bound in that case. And then at some point, you may have to go to a true nursing home where everyone needs assistance for almost everything for living every single day. And then there's also kind of a side note, there'd be memory care. And memory care is where Alzheimer's or people who are really into the dementia phase might need to be because they tend to wander off. So those halls are typically locked down. So assisted living costs can go from 5,000 to 8,000 from like level one to four. Memory care can be as much as $8,000 to $12,000 per month, and this all varies by region. If you're in the Northeast or in the Midwest, the costs are way higher than they are in Florida and Georgia. Um, if you if you need full fledged nursing care, that's probably the $11,000 to $12,000 range per month. So how can you afford that? The good news is you're not doing anything else. That's pretty much your biggest cost. You're probably not driving or traveling anymore, so you don't have a lot of the insurance cost. That's really your only bill. So your Social Security would go toward that. Your pension goes toward that. Your investment accounts, the earnings you have from that can go toward that. More importantly, if you owned your home or had a lot of equity in your home, you could take that money, invest it, and then use that money to help pay the monthly note as well. So those are ways you can solve it. Also, if you're younger, you could look at buying long-term care insurance. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. That's kind of part of the planning process that we go through with our clients is determining can they self-fund, do they need to buy a little tiny policy, or do they need to buy a full policy. Very rarely does anyone ever need to buy a full policy to insure $12,000 a month. But that is an option that I'm sure the insurance people would love to sell you. So, what is the true cost? It depends on the situation and what the needs are, but I would say generally between 5,000 and 8,000 seems pretty normal for assisted living. You're getting closer to 10 to 12,000 for memory care and full-fledged nursing home. Hope this helps in your search.